Well, Mike Gatting needs no introduction, and of course, he is also the president of the MCC. On day 4, he spoke to my colleague Shivani Gupta on the pitch controversy and chances of England in this test. Listen in.
Two historical opponents, England and India, engaged in a very enthralling battle in the 2014 series. These are two opponents who've had a great series against each other, both in England and in India. And to talk about these two teams, who better than the great Gatsby himself, Michael Gatting, the current MCC president and former England captain. Mr. Gatting, thanks a lot for talking to us. It's a real pleasure. I have to start with this Indian team visiting here. You've played so many matches against India. What do you make of this team touring England this time around?
I think it's great. It's very difficult when you lose wonderful players like Sachin and Dravid and many others. But to see some of the youngsters coming through, Pujara and Kohli's coming in as well, and Rahane getting 100. There always seems and always has been great cricketers coming out of India. So when you see a test match against India in England or away, there's always some wonderful cricketers, something new, something fresh. And even England have got a couple of new ones that are coming through as well. So it really is good to see two sides keep turning out these wonderful young cricketers to entertain the crowds.
Coming to England again after 2011 wasn't such a great, it isn't such a great memory for us, where India was whitewashed 0-4. What do you make of the fight that the Indian batting lineup and also the young bowling lineup has shown so far in the series?
Well, they've done very well. They've had some very good disciplines. They've bowled well. What's, I suppose, surprising for me is that they've only played one spinner. When there's always lots of very good spinners that come out of India. Ashwin's here, but perhaps the wickets they felt weren't the right ones, or they felt they needed some backup in the seaming department. But the discipline has been shown by the seamers has been good, and I suspect on 1 or 2 days England probably got out-bowled by India, which shouldn't have been the case. But we're here, and we've had a good first test match, and we're in the second one. So I think England were quite kind in the first one to produce a nice, I suppose, I don't know, Madras. No, it wasn't even Madras. It was more like a Delhi wicket, where it was just no bounce, sadly. But anyway, we're seeing a very good game of cricket at the moment, and I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more very good matches to come.
What about this English team? How confident are you that they can, beat India in England? So far, we've seen many experts saying as well that this is perhaps India's best chance to win in England. The team, as many say, is in a transition, and lots of things not going right for them.
Well, look, there's some good young players, and I think probably, obviously, the big talking point, sadly, is our captain who hasn't got any runs. But the nice thing is when you've got people like Balance, Root, Robson, all getting sort of maiden test match hundreds, so the batting, as far as I'm concerned, is there. It's been a bit of a revival for a young lad called Plunkett as well, who's come in and bowled extremely well, I think, and has injected a bit of pace to back up Anderson and Broad. And of course you've got a couple of young all-rounders too, so Jordan and Stokes.
I was going to talk about Alastair Cook. Lots of pressure on him right now. Everybody's going after him. He seems to be extremely under the gun right now. As a former captain yourself, every captain goes through a phase where you don't make runs or the results are not coming your way. What would your advice be to him?
Look, you can only keep working hard. That's all you can do at cricket. It's a hard game at times. It's a frustrating game at times. But when you're not playing well, you seem to get out in strange ways too. But as I say, the likes of Moeen Ali, who showed a wonderful fight up at at Trent Bridge and Headingley when he was playing. He's been a revelation too. So lots of the young guns are trying to support their captain, and I think that says a lot for him anyway. That they do have him as their sort of captain and want him as their captain, and that's part of the real thing that's needed.
You mentioned the pitches here. The pitches perhaps have taken the Indians by surprise as well. Even here at Lord's, the pitches that were supposed to help England more, in a way, India made better use of. Now, you've played all your cricket here at Lord's. First of all, have you ever seen such a green top on day 1 at a Lord's Test?
Well, no, but I can only congratulate the groundsman because he obviously knew it's going to be really hot for 3 days, and now we've got a very good pitch with a bit of pace, a bit of bouncing, and it's helping the bowlers. And you know, after Trent Bridge, where we had a very slow, low wicket, this is what I think the people like to see when the new ball comes on. There's a bit of pace, there's a bit of bounce for every bowler, a little bit of swing, and so therefore it's a bit more of a balance between bat and ball. And I think you know, we're set for a bit of an intriguing sort of Test match here at Lord's. So I just hope that we do produce the pace and the bounce, because it's good for seamers, but for spinners need a bit of bounce too, and batsmen need a bit of bounce to play their shots. Otherwise their talent is sort of dampened, and they must have a bit of pace and bounce, the batsmen, as do the bowlers. So the pitch was green, I have to say, the greenest I've seen for 40 years, but by day 3 it's brown again, and you know. But the good thing is there's still some bounce and there's still some carry for all the bowlers, which I think is going to be very important.
All right, I have to take a final comment. I have Mike Gatting with me. I cannot leave you, Mike, without one of your fondest memories when it comes to India and England. Just tell us something that comes back to you after all of these years, maybe an anecdote from playing India.
Well, look, I had 3 tours to India. My first one probably wasn't as memorable. My second one certainly was. We had a wonderful tour, but sadly for many other reasons, it was a memorable one where we had some assassinations and we had to go down to Sri Lanka, and then we had a bomb near our hotel. But the team stuck together, and it was a very memorable tour. We had a wonderful time. And it was then in the times just before the crowds were getting smaller in Test cricket. And the wonderful thing when I went in the first time was all the people that came to watch Test cricket, and certainly on the second tour it was just starting to fade away a bit. But we had some wonderful Test matches, and I'll always remember those tours for the people, the passion and the knowledge that the Indian people have. So for me, it was just the ability to be able to play against a lot of great players in India and have some fun at the same time.